What is up, you beauties? My name is BatchatBegins, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have a replay sent in from a friend of a friend. The player today is Ahmed Eggy 2015 in his VK72, platooned with another one of his friends in a VK72 here on the Himmelsdorf map. This was sent in by a fan of the channel, and this is the #1 Hall of Fame damage game here in the VK72 by a large margin. We're talking a large margin. I believe the second place game is 8,700 damage, and this is going to be an amazing game. I'm not going to spoil the damage, but just know that he does knock it absolutely out of the park. Ahmed's taking his VK72 here to the heavy side on Himmelsdorf, and as we do know, between the counterpart, the E100, and the VK72, there's a couple different trade-offs. The VK72 can more reliably go hull down because it has a rounded turret with some decent armor on top there. Of course, the sides are a little bit weak, so do be careful of that. But the E100, in return for having a little bit weaker of a turret, does get 2,850 HP. So you do have to kind of play off of the differences between this tank, and Ahmed is doing a good job of that by holding the front line here against 4 enemies. He could take some potential damage there from the Ho-Ri if the Ho-Ri does peek out from behind the E75, but it looks like Ahmed is going to go ahead and get into a closer spot so that he can deal with the threats more effectively. And I do like this sort of situation here. He's got the E100 and the WZ in a rough spot. They can't really push, they can't really retreat, and that is a good sign for this team. Fortunately, it looks like he is going to be able to get some damage out before they do decide to reposition. And as you can see, he's trying to bait a shot in the turret from the WZ-14. By moving his turret there, he could have blocked the shot with the gun mantlet, which would have been very, very nice. As you can see, the reload and the DPM for the German Super Heavies is not super great. Only the mouse has a decent, DPM level, but the E100 and the VK are known more for their stopping power. They have a lot of HP, and they hit really hard, meaning that they're in for these kind of long trade engagements, and that is the biggest thing you want to try to pursue when you're doing VK and E100 gameplay, is just try to make the engagement last long on your terms so that you can put in the damage and effectively trade against the enemy. One big thing about the VK, as you can see on the back of this tank, is a very, very bulbous turret, and it sticks out past the sides of the tank. And unfortunately, that can be shot by basically anyone with enough decent standard pin, and with premium, pretty much anybody's going to be able to pin that spot on your side. So you have to sort of peek like the E5 does, bait with your lower plate and frontal hull, which are pretty darn strong. And then you go ahead and once the enemy has shot, you go ahead and finish them off. I do like what he is doing here. Instead of shooting at the Ho-Ri, he goes ahead and takes another gun out of the game, because as you know, anytime that there's a gun still in the game, that full brunt of that DPM is still being put to use for the enemy team. So Ahmed is doing a good job of target selection here. Instead of focusing the full health Malshin, he does shoot the Ho-Ri. Unfortunately, that spot that he shot there right on the 37mm backup gun for the Ho-Ri is not a pinnable shot, but he is going to go ahead and try to take this Ho-Ri out. If he does get a decent roll, the rolls for the 150 guns in this game are 640, he was able to go ahead and take him out. Those 150 guns have been known to roll low, however, and hit in the 500s, like the 550s range. So it is a good thing that Ahmed was able to go ahead and get that Ho-Ri out. But unfortunately, he just lost his last ally, bringing it down to a 1v4 situation. He does take the Foch out, which is great, but now he has got enemies on all sides except for his rear. And what I like that he's doing here is he's trying to bait shots from the Malshin and the Standard. He does a good job baiting the shot out from the Standard, puts a fantastic HE roll into the Standard, showing good knowledge of the armor of that tank, and now he's put himself in a good spot to go ahead and defend. Now, it's kind of a tricky spot here. You got to kind of keep wiggling back and forth in the VK to bait shots. It looks like this Malshin does know very well about the side armor of the VK and how it's not that great. I don't like this part of the replay specifically because he's showing a lot of side to a tank that can shoot him, and he is defending against a tank who really can't shoot him. So now he is down to a potential one-shot from either the Maushin or the E75, seeing as they are both running the 128mm gun, and that has an alpha of 460 but can roll above 500. So he could get unlucky. He just needs to play his cards right here, and he could potentially clutch this game. Now, of course, the focus would 100% here need to be on the E75, seeing as he is a 2-shot, and the Maushin is probably upwards of a 3-shot to a 4-shot at this point, just depending on your rolls. And as we know, it's not great to trust RNG most of the time. What I really like that he does here is he angles to both of them, and he's going to go ahead and try to bait a shot out from the Maushin, which he does. He acts like he's going to turn more to the left. The Maushin takes that bait, and he's able to angle into the E75 and finish him off. What I don't like, however, is that he just shot his last premium shell. So he carries 20 HE, which, I don't know, might be for a joke. Maybe they were doing a full HE game in the VK72 with his platoon mate there. But either way, he is down to just AP. The solid thing is, though, this is not a mouse, this is a Maushin, and you're easily able to go through the sides of the turret, those cheeks, with AP if you have enough pin on your guns. And Ahmed does. He might be running calibrated, I'm not sure, but either way, the Maushin's cheeks are not spectacular. As you can see, he is trying to bait the Maushin from shooting his cheeks to shooting his gun mantlet, and that will hopefully be enough to block one more shot, and then potentially he'll be able to go ahead and clutch this amazing 1v4 game that he's had here. As you can see, he does end up baiting the Maushin into shooting his cheek, and that means that he should be able to clutch this 9.4K game in the VK72.01K. What a game. What an absolutely well-played game. Just a couple of tips here and there. You know, try to minimize the damage you're taking, but otherwise an absolute masterclass in the VK72. Mastery badge, Top Gun, high caliber with the with the steel wall and a res. I mean, like, and a Kalabanovs to top it all off. Like, 9.4K with a res. That, an incredible game, and no one can tell me otherwise. Guys, I really hope you enjoy this video. If you'd like to see some more replays like this going over some crazy damage games, please let me know, and I will try to do my best to make those in the future for you. My name has been BatchatBegins. All relevant links will be down in the description, and I will see you guys in the next one.